That which I see in others I admire, I do also. That which I see in others I dislike, I remove from my own action. So I can learn from any man. Every one of us here is a teacher to so many people who will see your example. We inspire those we may never actually meet. Your life is important. Your life is valuable. Your life is precious. All lives matter.
Yes.
In fact, life is the most precious thing upon the earth if we only knew and believed it. More precious than gold, more precious than rubies, more precious than oil and all the money in the world. All lives matter. And so we mourn. We mourn with every life lost to violence. We suffer with every person who has suffered at the hands of anger and pain and malice. We cry and wail with every mother who has lost a son. We shed tears with every wife who has lost a husband. Every officer fallen in the line of duty. We fight back tears with mothers and fathers who know the pain of outliving the life you created. For we are all one. And when we again focus on that which unites us instead of that which divides us, perhaps again we can have peace. We mourn all lives lost to violence in neighborhoods, every officer fallen, every soldier expired on the battlefield, every childless of creation who has lost their life due to the reign of fear on earth. And I ask the question, why on earth? Why on our beautiful, beautiful earth do we as a people experience such destruction? Why in 2015 do we see slavery, war, senseless violence, religious strife, confusion, and every type of division? With every new day, we create a new form of self-destruction. With every day that passes, we continue to find fresh excuses to continue our ways of war. And we convince ourselves that our interests in a region are more valuable than the lives of the people who live in the region. And as I thought upon all the ills of man, I found that the root of each and every one was fear. Fear is the root of all evil. Fear is the tool used to divide us. Fear is the cause of all things bad and divisive on earth. It is fear of poverty that makes a man commit robbery. It's fear of death that makes a man commit murder. It's fear of jail that makes us pay taxes. Fear of exile that makes us blindly follow the path. Fear is the tool used to divide us. Now, my brother, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, now that man was fearless. And so I ask you to be fearless. Because fear is the tool against us. He resisted oppression, and he resisted oppression with passion. He stood up to water cannons. He stood up to the FBI. He stood up to the police dogs. He stood up to the White House. He spoke truth to power, and he spoke power into the people. He spoke power into the people. And they looked to him for guidance. And he taught, and he served in his communities. And they looked to him for support, and they looked to him for a strength that only maybe in his strength they can find their own. Because a real leader is first of all a servant of all. So serve fearlessly like Dr. King. Lead by example. Lead in your communities. Give back and pay it forward. Pay it forward without fear, for there is nothing to fear. And I asked ourselves, how have we begun to fear each other? Who taught us to be afraid of each other when we walk down the street? Why has the black man been depicted since the earliest times as the roaming beast, always on the prowl? Who taught us to fear ourselves? And today, he is depicted most often as the brainless thug. And we are continuously under assault because if you take our lives and say only that he's scared, everyone will believe it. Because what could be more frightening than a black man? Of course we believe that the 18-year-old seemed like Hulk Hogan. He was a black man. Of course we believe he was suspicious walking home from the store at night with Skittles in his hand. He was a black man. But wait, these are not the experiences of every black man. The burden of the black man is the fear on the face of the woman in the elevator. The burden of the black man is the short pause people take when I turn down their aisle in the grocery store. It is the security guard following me in the department store like I can't see his name tag hanging out of his pocket. It's the shock on the face of the person interviewing you when they see you for the first time. It's the fact that Marshawn couldn't get a job until he changed his name to Sean. Fear is the tool used to divide us. Fear at every rejection. Fear of poverty. Fear of what lies in the dark. Fear of hell. Fear of the tax man. Fear of each other. So sad. Fear of each other. But do not be afraid. Be fearless. Do not be afraid to care for one another. Don't be so hard that you forget you have a heart. Don't be so hard that you forget you have a heart, and know that within you is all things and all happiness if you only had eyes to see. Do not be puzzled at this cruel world, and do not let them kill your joy. For the world wants a gentle black man. But who would be gentle with the black man? Where would he learn to be gentle? He would not learn it from a mother who fears for his life every time he leaves his home. She is tough and unyielding with him to prepare him for a world that he will enter. He will not learn to be gentle from a world that at best sees him as a victim of his own culture. He will not learn to be gentle from a world that seeks to put him in his place. We are taught only strength, and that any sign of weakness may be your last. And then one day, a little black boy looks in the mirror and realizes he is a black man. And we wonder why our boys don't value each other's lives. Because no one else does. We are taught that the world is against us, and we find this to be true. We find it to be true in the schoolyards, in the movie theaters, in the stores, everywhere we go. Time and time again, we have tried to articulate this story. Dr. King told our story. Malcolm X told our story, but these lives have been cut short. Our story did not start in slavery. Our story started out with a complete and beautiful form of freedom, free on the earth, free in the earth, to live as kings. For tens of thousands of years, we existed on the earth in harmony with each other before we were disturbed. We built kingdoms and sailed the earth, created mathematics and studied the stars. We mined for gold, made iron, built pyramids all over the world, created the mystery systems, filled the libraries of Timbuktu and Alexandria. So remember your strength. Remember your strength, and we will no longer fight an illusion. Remember your strength, and we will begin again to find our communities. Remember your strength, and we will find happiness. For when I know my own strength, when I know my own strength, I do not see my tears as a weakness. Amen. When I know my own strength, I can cry tears for you and know that that is my soul acknowledging that we are all one. For we are all one, and when we again believe that, perhaps we can have unity. When we abandon fear, perhaps again we can have unity. So I ask you to be fearless, as Dr. King was fearless. I ask you to be fearless, for there is nothing to fear except fear. So educate yourselves. Know your rights. Know your wrongs. Watch for wolves in sheep's clothing. Know your own power. Boycott. Protest. Sit in. Die in. March. Scream. Chant. Holler. Pray. Whisper. Meditate. And if need be, protest again. Then protest again. Then protest again. Then protest